Capricorn, thanks for visiting. This is your reading for October the 15th to October the 21st. And yes, I know I'm a bit late with this, and I'm late with about 4 of these readings. I've had people complaining. I'm sorry, I can only apologize for being late. I don't do it on purpose. I don't sit around saying, oh, haha, I'm going to make it late and really annoy everyone and be terrible. I don't do that. I'm not making excuses, but I have a job, I have other things I do, I have usual stress of life, I have lots of things I have to do, I'm responsible for a lot of other things. So sometimes it gets in the way of things. And I never do it on purpose. I do take this very seriously. I want you to know that. The other thing, I can say is I'm going to make sure that Capricorn is one of the first ones next week. That's all I can do, and apologise. So, yes. And the other thing I can do is, apart from that horn beeping, is to do this as quickly as I can. So that's what I'm going to do for you now. So the first card you have for your past is the Star. So, yeah, I'm seeing what happened was to you at this time was you went through a time of being really busy, maybe in your work, maybe you were traveling, maybe you were doing, I am seeing some traveling, maybe you were doing a lot of different things, and then you kind of came back from all of that and you were kind of pausing and reflecting. I'm seeing reflection. This was a time of reflection for you after a busy time. And yeah, I'm seeing a hectic time and then kind of a pause where you were reflecting. Because this beautiful woman in this card, she's looking into this pond and, she can see her reflection. She's pouring water in, but she can probably see her face in the water as she's pouring it in. And yeah, she's under the stars, she's in the starlight, so she's not going to see a perfectly clear reflection. It would be, a kind of a dreamy reflection, a little bit blurry, a little bit dreamy, a beautiful dreamy kind of reflection. So this was an important time for you. You were reflecting, you were thinking about your life, you were thinking about things, and it was very dreamy. It wasn't like you were thinking, right, I'm reflecting, I did this wrong, I did this right, I'm going to do this wrong, I'm going to do this right, or whatever, and I'm planning this. It's not like that. It was kind of, you're just kind of sitting there thinking, oh, just everything was kind of going through your head. Oh, I went away, I did this, and this happened, and I kind of spoke to this person. And in a kind of a dreamlike way. It's like sometimes when, when you see in movies and people have flashbacks and they go over times in their lives. That's what I'm seeing happening to you in this card. Reflecting. Now, a lot of people think that reflecting or pausing is really wasting time, dreaming, daydreaming. But this is when you have the best realizations that come into you, that you think, actually, that made me feel that, and I want to feel more of that again, so what am I going to do about that? And this person made me feel good too, I want to spend more time with them. Or this bit over here I wasn't quite happy with, so I don't want to repeat that again. So this is a time of reflection, is like a time of shifting and changing and kind of sorting things out, but in a very kind of dreamlike way, in a very soft way, because starlight is soft light, so it's a very kind of soft way that you're thinking about all these things. The other thing I'm seeing in this card is these little flowers growing all around her. And to me, they might not be roses, but they look like little rosebuds, little red rosebuds. And, roses can represent manifestation, obviously. If you look in the Magician card, there are red roses all over that, manifestation everywhere. So, this was a time of reflection, contemplation, but also it was the beginning of some new ideas forming, and these ideas were starting to form in your mind, and eventually you're going to manifest these ideas. That's what I see when I look at these little flowers around her as well. So the next card you have for your past is the Page of Swords. I'm seeing you using your mind. I'm seeing you using your mind and your words in this card. Mind and words. Your mind is very strong, you're very fluid in the way you speak, you're very articulate, and you use those words in your work and in other areas very, very well for you, and also your writing. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing at this time you're working to achieve something with these skills, with this writing and these words. And, you know, this is something you really, really love doing. So you might be doing this in your workplace, but also you might be doing this in a kind of a personal project that you might be turning into something that might earn you some money in the future. I'm seeing that as well. And I'm seeing you've been working on whatever this was for a long, long time. This has been a long, drawn-out process for you. You loved working on it, but it still has been a very drawn-out, very long process. I'm also seeing in this process that you're working on this thing, there are a lot of puzzles that came up, a lot of challenges that came up along with this. And so, yes, there were some difficulties, but you loved it. And the term I'm thinking of is difficult pleasure. It was a difficult pleasure for you. And yes, you still have a long way to go before this is finished. I'm seeing you're going to be working on this for quite some time. But this is, you know, you love working on it. You don't mind working on this. The other thing I'm seeing in this card is this is another work thing, but a work in a different area. I'm seeing that you might have had some criticism come up for you. Again, yes, this is in another area of your work. You defended this criticism. You were able to defend this really, really well, because I can see you use your words really well, and you knew that you were in the right. You knew that you were above this criticism, because this page is on top of a hill. He's standing up there, he's defending himself, and he's up on top. So you were up on top. You knew you're in the right. That's what I'm seeing. The last card you have for your past is the Six of Wands. So yes, someone gave you a lot of criticism. I'm actually seeing, criticism. This criticism might have been disguised as questions. This is quite sneaky, actually. This is like someone saying to you, oh, did you really mean to do that? Because I heard that, you know, it was a good idea, better idea to do this. Oh, why did you choose to do that? I'm not sure about, like, it's kind of these kind of sneaky questions, you know. Why don't they just come out and say, I don't know, they're a bit sneaky, I'm Aries, I don't like that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm seeing that you knew what was going on with these questions, and you defended yourself very well, very cleverly actually. You might have had a very clever comeback that wasn't kind of destructive, it wasn't hurtful, but it was done in a way that showed that you knew what was going on and you knew what you were doing. So that was a kind of thing I'm seeing here. I'm also seeing in this card that you had a lot of people supporting you as well. So maybe that was why you weren't too worried about this criticism. You knew you had a lot of other support as well. The other thing I'm seeing with this card is you in a supporting role. I'm seeing you as stepping in. You might have been stepping in to support a friend or help a friend at this time. And yes, this person needs a lot of emotional help. I am seeing emotional help. Excuse me. Sorry, I thought I was going to cough, but I didn't. So yeah, you're around someone who needed some help emotionally. So they were going through some emotional struggles. They were going through some dark times in their head, and you were pleased to step in and help you. And this is where you're really good. This is perfect. This is where your skills are, and this is where your passion is. I'm seeing helping people. And so, you know, you're good with your words as well. So you're perfect to step in and help this person, and they found you really, really helpful, and they really, really appreciated your help. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your present is the Eight of Swords. I don't like this card. Nobody likes this card, really. Yeah, I'm seeing fear in this card. I'm seeing a fear mixed up with a few other things, actually. I hope this isn't going to sound too confusing. I'm going to try and explain this as well as I can to you. I'm seeing someone who's either interested in you romantically, or they could be in a relationship with you already. This is a romantic connection. This is someone who's very close to you. I'm not seeing positivity around or between you happening at this time. I'm seeing there's some kind of rivalry or power struggle going on in this person's head at this time. So you might be hearing subtle, sarcastic comments coming from this person, but your ability or your knowledge is very good, it's very high. They might be kind of a little bit jealous of that. because I am seeing rivalry in this. So you're a smart person. I think you knew that that was what was going on, but they could see you were very smart and they might have been having a few little digs at you. It might be that, no one's perfect. You might have been having a conversation and something might happen, like you might say, oh, I didn't know that, or you might have gotten a fact wrong, or you might have not understood something, and they use that. It's like they zoomed in on that and said, oh, don't you know that? Oh, everyone knows that, blah, 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 and made you feel really silly, or tried to make you feel silly. Don't feel silly. You are a very, very smart person. This is about them. This is about how they feel about themselves. Any of this kind of behavior where someone tries to make you feel small over something very silly, or tries to point out things you don't know, or any of that, that's about them. That's about how they feel about themselves. So they might feel as if they always have to prove themselves, not to you, but to other people as well, or maybe to you and other people. They have a completely different job to you. They have a completely different area of expertise to you. So I don't know why they're trying to compete with you, or they think they are. I don't understand it, but I don't understand this behavior at all. But I can see behind it. I can see why people do it, but it's horrible, obviously. So, okay, don't be angry. This is what I'm seeing. You're probably a bit too nice. You're probably a bit too nice for them and a bit too nice to them. I always see you being very strong in the workplace, and around work-related things, but maybe around love, relationships, friendships, anything emotional, you're not as strong. Now, I don't mean you're a weak person and you just fall for every kind of person who plays you or does things. I don't mean that, but you might have been through those things. That might be a part of it. It's just that you're too nice. I just think that you might be too, you're good at pulling things up on things in a very good way. That's what I was seeing in the Six of Wands. In the workplace and in other things. But in love, there's some reason why you don't come out and say things to people that you should be saying. So please don't be angry with me. I'm just trying to see an area where you could be a lot stronger. I'm just trying to help you in this area. So please don't be angry with me. This is just what I'm seeing. The next card you have for your present is the Fool. So yes, maybe this is why you're too nice. I'm seeing purity. I'm seeing purity in this card. So this Fool's holding this white rose, and that represents purity, innocence, purity. And also in the Six of Wands, there was a white horse. That also represents innocence and purity as well. So this is, I'm saying you're too nice, but, I'm Aries, so you might not want to listen to me. So, and also, I don't want to tell you what to do. But this is what I'm seeing, and you might have to really come out and say a lot more than you are to this person. So what I'm seeing is with the Fool is as well, this is how you feel when you're not around this critical person. So you feel alive, you feel yourself, you feel like you want to go off and do fun things. You feel freer in your speech, like the Fool. You feel like I can say whatever I like, I can do whatever I like, I have fun, I can do this, I can be myself. But around this person, you feel critiqued. You feel like you have to watch what you say. You feel like they're going to kind of pinpoint little things you've done wrong. That's no way to live. The Fool is about freedom. Again, I don't want to tell you what to say, but I think you should get some freedom from this person. The last card you have for your present is the Ten of Swords. Yes, nobody likes this horrible card. So yes, what I'm seeing here is that, please don't be angry. If you don't tell this person how much they're negatively affecting you with their words and their critiquing and their horrible attitude, and you don't try to tell them to stop in some way, or separate from them, like I've seen in the Fool, you're going to end up feeling really worn out, really exhausted, like the poor man on this card. Now, obviously, you're not going to be murdered. I hope you're not, but you're going to be feeling exhausted with this. If you keep going with this, these little digs, these little knives in your back, They might seem small when they're just one. They might seem small when there are two. But when you have 10, 20, 50 of these little sly digs to your confidence, you will end up exhausted and you won't have any more energy in you. Do not get to this point. Please do something about this. Words hurt. Words can stab you. They're worse than weapons sometimes. And that's what this person needs to understand. So you need to come to this person and you need to say, this hurts me. I do not want you to say this to me anymore. I don't like it. It's not acceptable. Something like that. But I'm Aries. You might not want to follow what I say. Or you might go the fool and just walk off and just get your freedom. One or the other you're going to have to do eventually, so that you don't end up like this poor man in the Ten of Swords. The first card you have for your future is the Eight of Pentacles. So look at this hard work. You put a lot of time and energy into your work. You always do. I always see this in your readings. This is why you're so successful. I don't know why this person's picking on you. Well, it's because they feel inadequate themselves, of course, but you're in this position because you work hard. That's what they need to understand. And you work smartly as well. So I'm not saying this person doesn't work hard. I'm not saying this person in the Eight of Swords is lazy. I'm not saying they're not capable. They are. But this is how they might feel about themselves. They might feel that they're not as capable as you are. And that might be why in their heads they feel the need to say these nasty things toward you, very sadly. But yes, say something, say something. I'm also seeing in this card a similar thing as what I was seeing in the Ten of Swords. Repetition, repetition. So again, this is another message to you. This behavior and what they're saying to you and how they're acting is not going to stop unless you say something. Look at this Ace of Pentacles. This is like a conveyor belt. He's working on these coins. They're going along. There's one, then there's another one, then there's another one. It's like it's like a factory conveyor belt. They're all the same. So this person is going to keep on saying these things to you over and over again, and more things until you're exhausted, like the Ten of Swords, unless you stop it in its tracks. Stop the conveyor belt. Stop it from happening. Either say something to them and then see what happens after that, or walk away. That's what I'm seeing. It's all over this reading. And I get criticized for being negative as well. I don't mean to be. This is what I'm seeing, and this is what I want to point out to you if this resonates with you. The next card you have for your future is the Page of Pentacles. So yes, this is another reason why you're so successful in your work. You have passion for your work. You know this. And you especially have a lot of passion for this other project or this thing you're working on in the Page of Swords. So yeah, this personal project that's also going to be a work project. I'm seeing a few things in this card. The first thing I'm seeing is that there is, also I'm seeing this passion, because have a look at this red hat that this man has, full of passion, big red feather. And he has passion in his head while he's looking up to the coin. So you have passion in your head when you're looking to this project that you're doing. And that's the other thing I'm seeing. This concerns this project that you have, this written project or whatever this thing you're working on. There's going to be a message coming into you, and it's going to be about this project. It's going to have something to do with this. I'm seeing some useful information coming into you about this. I'm seeing this could be someone who might be able to help you, might come in and send you a message with this. This is going to be practical help. This might be something like they give you some contact details for an agent or a publisher or someone like that. I'm seeing someone who you already know might be giving you someone else's contact information. That's what I'm seeing. Or they might be giving you someone else's information with, of someone who can help you, with someone that can help you. There might be a few steps leading you to that agent or that important person that can help you. There might be several steps before that. But that's really positive. That's a really positive thing coming in for you, I'm seeing. And also, if you look at this card, it reflects what I'm seeing in the Star card. There are tiny little red bud flowers in the Star card, and I see them as red roses, rose buds. Also, the same little red flowers are beneath his feet in this Page of Pentacles. So again, this is something helping you to grow. This is manifestation. This is what you want to happen, starting to happen for you. So the little rosebuds are going to open and bloom. And yes, manifest. The last card you have for your future is the Queen of Wands. So yes, with this contact information that I'm seeing, yeah, again, I'm seeing several steps leading to it. So you're still going to work very hard around this. So you might have to contact someone that leads you to another contact. And then also this person might be a very busy person. So you might have to contact them several times. It also might not be the right stage for you to show your work to this person. So if this is an agent, for example, and you have an artwork or you have something you've written, a script or something like that, you might not be ready to show them. So it might not be at the right stage in the process to show them yet. But it's still worth to contact them. It's still worth your time to contact them. I'm seeing you probably still should set up some kind of rapport going with them. Just start talking to them, just letting them get to know you. That's what I'm seeing. So, you know, they're a very busy person. I'm seeing you might have to contact them a lot of times. Don't give up. Don't give up. This is really important for you. That's what I'm seeing. So Capricorn, I hope this resonated. As you know, general readings can't always resonate with every single person. But again, if you like this reading, please like or subscribe, or leave a comment if you'd like to. Thank you so much for watching.